Hello. A controversial separatist town in South Africa is making headlines once again, this time with an appeal aimed directly at the United States. Orania, a self-declared whites-only enclave of about 3,000 residents in South Africa's remote Karoo region, has reached out to U.S. President Donald Trump seeking recognition as an autonomous state. The community, founded in 1991 by Afrikaners opposed to the end of apartheid, has long maintained its status as the only town in the country where all labor, including menial work, is performed exclusively by white residents.
What we experience is a lot of de facto recognition. You go your way, you do your thing. We're not trying to block it or to frustrate it.
Orania's leadership recently traveled to the U.S., meeting with conservative think tanks, minor Republican figures, and political influencers, aiming to drum up support. While their requests remain loosely defined, officials say they're seeking investment, not charity, for infrastructure, energy independence, and housing to accommodate the town's 15% population growth.
We are glad that we are recognized as a people, but we don't want to be refugees in another man's land. Whomever is interested in helping create Orania's future, we think investment is a good opportunity. Our message to the American government was help us here, 3-word response. It was not to say help us here by giving us American tax dollars so that we can just, do whatever.
Although the South African government recognizes Orania as a local municipality with the authority to raise taxes and provide services, it firmly denies the town any claims to independence. A government spokesperson stated plainly, Orania is not a country. They are subject to the laws and constitution of South Africa. The trip has stirred fresh controversy back home. Critics argue that Orania's efforts abroad, particularly among predominantly white, conservative American audiences, risk inflaming racial divisions. South Africa's Economic Freedom Fighters Party accused the group of undermining national unity. Despite the pushback, Orania's leaders continue to envision a wider Afrikaner homeland, even comparing their aspirations to the early days of the State of Israel. The town, originally an abandoned water project, was purchased by a small group of Afrikaners during the last days of apartheid. It now operates on a combination of local taxes and donations, and even circulates its own informal currency. Former Orania movement leader Karel Boshoff, grandson of apartheid's chief architect, rejected American offers of resettlement for white South Africans. "We're not looking to leave," he said. "We want support right here." Meanwhile, as the town draws investment and grows steadily, many Black South Africans continue to face systemic challenges. With 1 in 3 citizens unemployed, the contrast between life in Orania and life in townships like Soweto remains stark. Still, unlike the days of white rule, those living in Orania today are free to choose their path, just as every South African now is. A community at odds with the past, and perhaps the future, navigating its place in a changing world. We'll continue to follow this story. Stay with us.